look who it is
Look who it is.
in the flesh.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you been?
I've been great. I can't complain.
Good. Where you at?
I
You at the
miss you
penthouse?
though. I miss you though. No,
I
I'm not
miss you
in the
too.
I'm not in the penthouse.
Sure, that like a fancy painting behind you.
It's one of my faves.
Okay, I hear you.
Not too fancy though, but it is a
I
fave.
got you. I got you. How's everybody? How's the family?
The family's doing great. We've been very, very fortunate this past year with everything that's been going on. And so nothing close has occurred. And so, just being prayerful and optimistic.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. So listen, I'm so excited for you to invite me to your platform. I think what you're doing for entrepreneurs and just having Black Fridays, I do. I think it's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That make me feel special. I appreciate you stepping into Black Friday. So, I officially welcome you to Black Fridays, and everybody who's watching live right now, need you to do two things. Number one, show some love to my guests. So drop some fire emojis, some 100 emojis, some clapping emojis, whatever. Let's celebrate my guest. Definitely a special guest in the house tonight. And then also share this live. Definitely, I feel like some great things will come from this conversation. And we want more people to hear it, as many people as possible. So definitely share the live. So I'll go ahead and officially get started. Welcome to Black Fridays once again. Today I have a very special guest. She'll introduce herself and tell you all about herself in a moment. But this is a special Black Fridays for me because me and Meisha pretty much started like our businesses around the same time. And was able to kind of like grow together as well.
Yeah.
And being able to work with Meisha, like, I didn't know how much I didn't know until until I had the opportunity to work with Meisha. It was all good stuff. It was all good stuff. Never a dull moment, never a bad
I
moment.
was wondering if you were going to go there.
Oh, I had to. I had to. But I'm great. I'm grateful to have her here. I'm grateful for everything that she's doing in life now, and then especially with her business. So without further ado, Meisha, could you tell the people who you are as a professional and then who you are as a person?
Yeah, okay, perfect. So, professionally, I can start there. So, I am the owner of Dream Celebrations. We are a full service event planning company. I'm located in the Detroit, Michigan area. We do weddings, we do social events. Mainly, we plan the events, but then we also design the events. And so, our tagline is "We're the home of where wow happens." And so if you saw the promo, it says marriage planner and wow expert. So that WOW, that came from, when my clients walk in that room, their first reaction is wow. And so that's what we've really been able to brand ourselves on. Another thing, I know we'll probably talk more about Dream Celebrations kind of throughout the conversation because that is my bread and butter. That's what gave me the title as entrepreneur. But recently, myself and 8 other women, we formed a new company called Wealth Investor Network. And I'm the vice chair of that. And so we're definitely looking to connect with some other women, especially entrepreneur women. And so just want to throw in a plug for that as well.
I know it's one watching right now, so I'm gonna need her to stay tuned in because I think that that would definitely be something for her to connect with you about for sure.
Yeah, so we are on Facebook at Wealth Investor Network, and Instagram as well. We're going to be launching our memberships around Black Friday, and so we're really just looking to connect with women in general and really help bring out the winner within her.
I love it. I love it. Gotta help these women win for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because if
Oh,
y'all
you
not
were
winning, we
asking
not.
me about personally. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Tell the people who you are personally.
So personally, I'm a wife. Been married for 10 years. My husband and I have been together for 15.
Shout out to
And
young
so,
Brian.
yeah, Brian, the homie B. I've been putting up with me for 15 years, y'all. Bless his soul. Oh, no, you laughed a little too hard.
My fault. My fault. Forgot I was on
Right.
camera.
Look, hold it down. You're on camera. People watching us. So we've been married for 10 years. Brian supports me in my vision. I'm born and raised from the east side of Detroit. Went to CMU undergrad and Michigan State for grad school. Go Green.
We don't do that here.
Yes, we do.
We don't do that
We
here.
want to go ahead and mention, that 27 to 24. But, that's we can move on.
Yep, we sure can. We sure can. So you talked a little bit about kind of what you do professionally, but if you had to kind of like in more detail tell us about what you do and the type of services that you have regarding dream celebrations.
Oh, perfect. Because right now is really a good time for this interview. Being that I'm in the industry of weddings, right now we're right in the midst of engagement season. People are getting engaged between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. And so what Dream Celebrations really do is we partner with couples. Not only do we help them with planning their wedding, the marriage planner part of my title is I'm helping couples build a solid foundation for their marriage. Anybody can, plan a wedding, but I want people's marriages to last. And so we really help those couples identify their strength and their growth areas and give them resources to fill in those gaps.
Absolutely. And if there's any married people watching, put some flowers, some rings, something in the comments. So definitely shout out to Love, shout out to Black Love. So given that you've been doing that for a while now, like what really, I know the background, but can you kind of tell people what got you into that? Like what moved you to, get into do dream celebrations full time?
Oh, that's a good question. So my background is in human resources, and I spent a good 12 years or so in corporate HR. And I've also spent a good 3 years or so in nonprofit. Well, being so close to what goes on in an organization as the HR manager, HR professional in general, I was able to see firsthand the lack of job security. And so seeing that, I decided that I needed to take matters in my own hands and create my own sense of job security. But so that mixed with understanding how seniors they get older and they look back and they reflect over their lives, and their number one regret is, I wish I would have followed my dreams, or they're sitting there and they're wondering what would have happened. Well, that started to outweigh my comfort of the quote unquote job security. And I said, I don't want to become a senior and sitting back reflecting, I really wish, I wonder what would have happened if I just pursued my dreams. I said, you know what, I'm still young, I'm gonna do it. And I haven't looked back. And we're walking into year 7.
And when is the anniversary date for the business?
June 20th.
Oh, okay. So 2021,
Yeah.
June 20.
June of 2021 would be 7 years for us.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
was Jamal and Chanel's wedding your first official wedding?
Yes, their wedding was my very first wedding. So they definitely hold a true special place in my heart. Love them. Shout out to them if they watch. So they really got me started. They were the very first one, the first 2 people that said, you know what, I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And as a result of that, I met you.
Exactly. Shout out to them. Shout out to the homies for sure. So you was able to kind of like start out of doing like your own self inventory and understanding like, you had the passion to do it and you wanted to make sure that you ventured out and did it without having any regrets. And then I guess from that standpoint, could you kind of talk about why it's important to pursue your passion, even like in the midst of, because like you said, you're an HR professional, you're doing well. I know, like, we had talked about in the past, and you was getting promotions, you was excelling at that, but you always wanted to do that. So how can you talk a little bit about pursuing your passion, even though that you still got to make money at the end of the day?
Absolutely. So I would say, so when I took that leap, I left a big corporate cushy job, 6-figure salary, and took the leap into entrepreneurship. What I would say, looking back, is if you are still working and you're looking to start your own business or you're in the early stages of that, I would say keep your job. I would truly say keep your job. Looking across social media, people make entrepreneurship seem so glorious and as if it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
And there are definitely some highs and some lows. There's going to be some valleys for a long time, and you just cannot save up enough money for what you need. um, and so use your job as your very first investor. Okay, because there's going to be times where you're going to want to buy it, no matter what field you're in. You're going to have capital in order to grow your business. And so starting off is really hard to get loans and grants and all of that stuff. And so I would say don't quit don't quit your job. But if there's something that you are passionate about, then don't be scared to start it. You just have to work 2 jobs for a little while. You're going to be working your 9 to 5, and then you're going to join the rest of us and work the 6 to 10 shift, whatever it is. But I would say do both until you were able to, I wouldn't even say replace your income plus another half.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a big piece of it that's overlooked too, because people get, like you said, they get caught up in the I can be my own boss, I can make my own money and blah 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 blah, but they don't realize how hard it is to make like that own money, like to get your business going. Like I didn't know nothing about like selling for myself or trying to, find people to work with. Like I literally walked up to you and was like, "Oh, I heard you needed a website." Like that was like that wasn't normal for me. That wasn't normal for
Yeah.
me at all. Like it wasn't a comfortable thing to do, but like it's a part
And
of the process depending on what you do.
another thing that people don't understand is like when you're working a job, you have that one boss,
Yeah,
right? But when
yeah.
you are an entrepreneur,
You work for everybody that you.
everybody is your boss, right? There's
Hmm.
always eyes on you. And so you think that you your own boss. No,
No,
not the case.
you only your own boss when you out here scamming, and we don't encourage that type of lifestyle here.
We don't encourage that.
So, Misha, tell me about, because you talented in a lot of ways. Like I've seen that you plan some beautiful weddings. You plan some weddings of people that I know. I'll look up and it'd be like, yeah, dream celebrations, or I'll see you and they like recap video and stuff. I'm like, how y'all know Misha? Like, where y'all? And then I was like, of course they gonna go to Misha for the wedding planning. And so you have a lot of talent. So event planning, you also make your own creations and stuff like that. What would you say is your favorite part about what it is that you do?
That the wow expert piece. So knowing that I have a couple who has trusted me to partner with them to just execute their vision. When you think about a wedding day, this is like somebody's most important day before childbirth. I mean, if they
Hmm.
haven't had any children, this is their most important day. And for somebody to trust my skill set to say, you know what, I want you to execute this vision for me, like it means the world to me. And I take that so serious. And so then having that trust from them and then leading up to their wedding day, and I do a room reveal with my clients, and so the couple gets to walk into the room before their guests do, and so it's me, them, and then a photographer, videographer, DJ. We're all in there together. The music is playing, and they get to see everything for the very first time, and just their reaction, it's just priceless. It's my absolute favorite part for them to get to see that, oh yes, I made the right decision for trusting her to do
Hmm.
this.
And I really like that part of it, because as a follow-up question, wanted to ask, how important would you say is your experience or crafting the experience for the people that you work with, as an entrepreneur? Like, how important is that piece of business?
So the experience is really important, but I'm gonna say this. Entrepreneurs, I think, get this piece mixed up. When you first start off, right? Okay, so let's just say it's 2014 when I first started Dream Celebrations, right, as a designer. In that
Mm-hmm.
first year of starting off, like, you're not pricing yourself effectively because
Mm-hmm.
you're feeling as if, oh, I just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just started. But to go back to that experience piece, well, before 2014, I was doing events. I was designing things, I was decorating things. I just hadn't made it official. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want people to understand that that experience, that counts too. So whenever you start your business, don't look at it as, oh, I don't have that much experience, or I haven't been doing this that long. Yes, you have. You haven't, you may have just recently formed, your legal entity, but
Mm-hmm.
you have experience. You've been doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I wanted to really highlight that part.
Absolutely. And I think that's huge too, because I talk to my friends all the time who kind of like have their own things going, or want to do something in particular. And
Hmm.
pricing is always the main thing. Like, even with me still designing websites, stuff like that, like, people tell me like, oh, you told me one time, you're like, you need to up your prices. And I was like, you know what? You probably you probably right. And it's a
And I was
tough
your
thing to
client.
yeah. Exactly. That's a problem. Like, yeah, I got this too cheap. You might want to charge me a little bit more. That's when you know you're doing something wrong. But what you said is very important, because the fact that I have been doing, just thinking about my own experience, I have been doing websites for like 3-4 years before then. Like, it wasn't my first rodeo. I just was doing it as an official business. And then a lot of people have that problem, but it doesn't take that much time. If there's one thing that business school taught me, is that it don't take that much time to crunch the numbers that you really need. And so you can do some quick math and figure out what the market look like and say, okay, based off of that, boom, average. All right, this is my pricing. And then you can go from there and then elevate from there for sure. So I'm glad that you had touched on that. And I wanted to ask you, in your journey of business thus far, from starting to where you are now, who has been a really big help to you? Like, if you could shout out to people who have been a tremendous help to you along the way, who would you shout out?
Oh wow. That's a really tough question, Denzell. 'Cause it's been going on 7 years, and I would have to say, for starters, I would say my husband and my
Hmm.
parents, the three of them together, and I would start off with them because they are the closest people to me, that who opinion I value,
Hmm.
and they never initiated doubt to me. So when I said, hey, I want to, branch off and start my own company, it was never like, girl, you can't do that, or
Hmm.
that's not. And so I think that if they would have done it, I'm stubborn enough that I would have still did it.
Hmm.
but I would have had that extra little voice in the back of my head, a little bit of self doubt sneaking in there, because my parents didn't agree or my husband didn't agree. So,
Hmm.
being that I had their support from the beginning, I would definitely say them. Over the past couple of years, has been a big help to my career and my success. I've hired a couple of different business coaches. They've definitely been helpful, and then just my team of vendors. And so, for instance, what I do within my wedding planning company, a lot of my items are all visual. And so I need to be able to make sure the aesthetics and the visual of it all is beautiful and is captured. And
Hmm.
so just being able to partner with different videographers and photographers to really capture what it is that I do. And so it's like, without them, I would still be here trying to beg and please, and please give me a chance.
Yeah.
But because I'm able to show people what I do, that's been a really big help.
Absolutely. Um, and it's so important to have that village and that community, like you said, especially with your starting with your people, because that could be a hindrance as well. when you're trying to get started, and you like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and then people like, that's stupid, or you can't do that. Like, why would you do something like that? And they trying to put their own doubt and worry on it. But your people is like, look, we know. I know that they know you. So when you said that you about to do X, Y, and Z, that was like,
They knew I was gonna do
yeah,
it.
it was like we might as well just strap in and just go for the
Yeah,
ride and figure out how we can help,
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
gonna get
yeah,
done one way or another.
yeah. I'm a hard-headed, ambitious Capricorn. But for those of you who may watch this or watch the replay later, I was fortunate that my husband and my parents was on board. But for
Hmm.
those of you who may not have that initial support of your family members, something that I would say to you is, don't hold grudges. Forgive them.
Hmm.
They were probably too scared to do their own dreams. And so
Hmm.
they're scared for you as well. And you have to
Hmm.
understand that God didn't give them the vision. He
Hmm.
gave the vision to you. And so, yeah, it's going to be a little bit challenging for you. But if that's something that you truly want to do, don't let nobody stop you. So, and again, don't hold grudges towards your family and your friends because they're not supporting you.
Hmm.
So many times we get caught up in that, well, they're not supporting me or they're not buying this, that, and the third. But truth of the
Hmm.
matter is, they not your ideal client. They
Exactly.
don't need to be buying that or support. They don't
Exactly.
have to support you. Go
Exactly.
find your tribe who's waiting for something that whatever it is that you're offering.
And I say that all the time. I feel like there's something so key and should be simple, but it's tough when you think
Yeah.
that you have a good idea, and depending on what it is, people don't support. And then you see, especially when you start to see support from people that don't know you, and then like you got your family over there where it's like, hey, look, you've been here all the time, you're not going to buy a shirt from me. That's how you feel. But the thing is that everybody's not your client. And like you said, you should not hold grudges. It's nothing personal. It's business. Like if I walk in a Target and I don't buy a certain brand of toothpaste, they're not beating down my door like, hey, why you ain't get this toothpaste? Like, can we talk to you outside? We ain't gonna jump you. Like that's
Don't
that's
do your family like that. Pray
right,
for
right,
them.
right. Yeah, it's all good. Just understand it from the scope of business, and don't let that interfere with what you really got going on. So that would be my 2 cents to that. I also want to ask you from the business perspective, how have things changed? How have you adjusted? Granted, this pandemic and everything that's been going on, and something that you do involves people being around and being together and being around each other a lot. So, how have you adjusted business wise with the pandemic?
Ooh. So, I mean, with under Dream Celebrations, we do events.
Mm-hmm.
And due to the pandemic, um, events, there was a cap on events. It had got to a point where we couldn't even have more than 10 guests, inside of a venue at one time. And then you can have like 100 guests for tents outdoors. And so, what I was able to do early on at the beginning of the pandemic was I could foresee that things was going to be shut down for a longer time than we anticipated. And so I reached out to clients, talked to them about it, and we were able to postpone quite a few weddings to next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made the business decision to not take on new events for 2020. Um, and just being able to do that was a privilege and a testament to how I've been able to manage my business over the years, to
Mm-hmm.
be able to say, you know what, no, we just not taking no events, and I still have, monthly expenses and overhead and all of that. But we have enough reserve where this year I just took it off. I just took it off and really decided to strategize and come up with different things that I want to do for the business, as well as I launched a new business. I have the Wow Academy, It's for planners and designers. And so we're teaching them how to build sustainable businesses. So many companies, period, go, out of business within the first 5 years. And for us to, be walking into year seven, that's an accomplishment. That's a milestone. And so we're teaching other event planners and designers through an online course how to have a sustainable business. And so it was something that I was working on before the pandemic. And so when the pandemic hit, it was like the perfect time. It was truly the perfect time. I was already going to roll it out and release it at the beginning of second quarter. Like I had already said April. And then when the pandemic hit and you have all of these people at home, they're just at home. And so here I go with a, hey, while you're at home, go ahead and learn.
Yeah, for
Go
real.
ahead and
Yeah.
learn. And it was the best decision. It was the best decision that I made.
Absolutely. And to a follow-up question for that, I'll ask before we get into the fun part of Black Fridays. What could you say to the people watching in regards to why it's important to have and maintain a digital presence? So like you said, you started a digital academy, and then, we started building your website, and then you've kind of branched out with things from there, and you manage your social media and keep that up to date. How important would you say it is to do all of those things digitally?
Oh, it's very important because having a digital product is like having passive income. So, you're able to impact many people at one time versus having something more one-on-one. And so, I mean, that's something that people, if someone want to learn something, they can just go to your website without even coming to you to acknowledge you. And you look up, there's extra money in your account because someone was able to purchase something from you.
hmm I love it. I love it. I need to. I still need to get to that status and make a digital product. I'm itching to do one. I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but we can take that offline.
Hey, holla at me. I
So
probably
now,
owe you.
no, you good. You good. I ain't gonna have you on
Go
Black
ahead and
Friday.
edit
It's
that
like
out. Edit that part out.
Misha is good. She don't owe me no money. I promise y'all. She is good for her payments. I promise you. So before I get into the next part, I'm just saying if you're still watching, just let us know you're feeling it. Drop some gems, drop some fire emojis, show some love to Misha, some hearts, whatever you want to do. Drop it in the comments. And also, if you have any questions, specific questions that we haven't talked about so far, definitely drop them in the question sections or just put them right in the chat. But now it's time for Freestyle Friday. And Freestyle Friday is very simple rules. All you have to do is answer every question truthfully and answer every question. That's it. It's two rules. it's it's very simple. These are randomized questions. They're a combination of this and that, open ended. So yeah, if you fine with those rules, we can get into it.
All right.
All right, Freestyle Fridays. First question: what is the most random job you ever had?
Random. Um, I've had so many doggone jobs. Seriously, I had a job since I was 14. Like, I got paid to learn sign language. I was in a sign language choir. we went.
Come again?
When I tell you, I mean, I've had every job you can imagine. Seriously. I was the photo girl at CVS. I worked at the cleaners.
Oh
Oh, you
my
said come
God.
again. I was a part of a sign choir. Like we would do sign language. We would sing and sign. This is our next question.
So needless to say, you have had a lot of random jobs.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Like me too. Me too.
Somebody said that's tough to be.
it ain't gonna get no better than that one. It's just not. I learned something new. I never do that. So this is beautiful. I love this. Uh, what's the last movie or TV show you watched?
Oh my, oh my goodness. It Denzell. I don't watch TV.
See, I knew this. That's why I was curious. I was curious to know.
I mean, it probably was, it might have been like some CSI or something that my
Mm.
husband had on, but I do not even turn it on. Like right now, it's off. Like I don't even think to turn it on.
So no
You
TV,
know
no
what?
movie.
Let me clarify a reason why I don't turn it on. So there was a study
Mm.
that went on, and it looked at the people from the top of the organization all the way down to the front line, and the people up at the top, so like the CEOs and the VPs, they
Mm.
only watched like 4 hours of TV per week.
Mm.
Whereas as you went down the chain of command, the amount of TV increased. And so I heard someone say it best that, while you're sitting around watching TV, you are watching somebody else live out their dreams. Like, what are you doing about yours? And so
Mm.
that stuck with me since I was a little bitty girl. And I don't watch TV. I just.
I feel that. I feel that because I'm like that now, but it's just like I can because I watch TV, I watch movies, I play games, but like I watch them like seldomly. I don't really because I have a mental like cap. So when I'm sitting down and like if I'm playing, I'm like, all right, I want to play the game, and I play the game. If I playing it for like if I get towards the 2 hour mark, I'll be like, man, why you not doing nothing? Like get up and go do something. Like
Yes. I mean,
you
like,
did,
why you
yeah,
not doing nothing?
you,
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
you done been sitting here too long, and like
Too long.
if I lay down and I binge TV, I'm bored. Like I'm all out of options. There ain't nothing else going on. Like I have nothing going on if I do that. Like my TV been off all week. I tell people that all the time because it's true. Like my TV don't really get turned on that much unless I'm watching football or something.
Hey, Jennifer, I see you joined.
So we going into the holiday season. What's your favorite holiday?
My birthday.
How did I know that you were going to say that? How did I know?
Because you know me.
Clearly,
All
clearly.
right, all right, all right. Christmas. No, no, I do. I really do love Christmas.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Because it's 2 days before my birthday.
See, it's 2 weeks after mine, so that is my yeah. Christmas is probably my favorite holiday because you get Thanksgiving with presents.
With presents, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Where
agree.
where is your favorite place to travel?
I keep it simple. Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I got to live there. I was living there for like 4 years, and
Okay.
I really enjoyed being there. And even though I'm not living there now, like if it's time to go somewhere, I'm gonna say I want to go to Florida.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When I tell you, because I've been down there for the last 2 years. When I tell you Florida is probably the wildest place on earth, it's probably the wildest place on earth.
Well, Miami, yeah,
Oh, Miami, absolutely. Yeah, there's
absolutely.
second to none. But yeah, no, but outside of Miami, the state of Florida, it's like you got different countries and different states depending on where you at.
I enjoyed it.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh my God. My biggest pet peeve is telling me you're gonna do something and not doing it. It
Mm,
doesn't matter what it is. Just don't tell me if you know you're not gonna follow through.
mm. So don't even try
Don't even nope.
it. Don't even think
I
about it.
prefer for you to not say you're gonna
Right.
do something and surprise me that you did it.
Mhm.
That gets under my skin. I can't take it at all. At all, this year.
I believe you. I believe you. If you had to pick one to use for the rest of your life, IG or Facebook?
If I had to use one, I guess I'll say Facebook.
Why Facebook?
Because I'm old school. No. 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 I like the Facebook group element of it.
Okay,
And I've been experimenting with some Facebook ads and having some really great success with that. And so that's why I like having the tribe there already and just being able to go into the group.
I like that. That's a wonderful answer.
Yeah, that's why I would do it.
Which one do you have more of, shoes or bags?
They're probably equal.
Wow.
Yeah, I like them both. I guess maybe shoes. Probably shoes. I probably have a little bit more shoes than bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you fancy, so I'm sure you got a lot of both.
A lot of both. You know what though? I don't want to say recently, but for the past maybe couple years, especially being an entrepreneur, I have not been fancy. I mean, before being an entrepreneur, especially having a big cushy job,
Hmm.
with no kids, no mortgage. I mean, I
Hmm.
used to, splurge a little bit, a little bit. But I have not done any of that. Like, my focus has just been on growing the business,
Hmm.
and purchasing inventory. And so I really haven't been buying myself anything. And then, even though I have purses and bags, I don't wear them. I don't wear them. Now I will put on I do like a nice shoe, but
Hmm.
I have not went out and bought that stuff. So
Okay.
in a while, in a while,
Okay.
it just doesn't make sense because I'm
Hmm.
still not where I want to be with my business. And
Hmm.
so I mean it's still growing. It's still growing, and I mean I'm very blessed. But um, instead of putting the money there on me, I prefer to put it inside the business to keep that growing.
Shout out to that. See, that's that growth mindset.
Yeah.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Okay, I figured as much. Uh, finish the sentence. In high school, I was blank.
In high school, I was oh, the phone stopped. I was smart.
You
I'm
said
smart.
what? Oh, okay. I believe that. And last but not least, favorite song, album, or artist?
Mm, hmm.
Choose
You know.
wisely.
Okay. Favorite song, or artist. I'm gonna have to say BB Wines.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say BB Wines just because, um, I mean, I listen to a lot of different types of music. I do. But I went with BB. Not only is BB a safe choice, BB is a safe choice, but I have some pretty significant things that happen with his songs.
Okay.
You know, me and my husband's first dance was to hit one of his songs, and then when I was going through a really really low period, I would listen to some of his songs that would minister to me. So I would have to say him.
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. That is all right. So you survived Freestyle Friday. Those are all of my questions.
Okay.
Yeah, you did
Okay.
well. You passed with flying colors.
One of the things that I had wanted to just mention, since I know that you have entrepreneurs that's going to be watching this and following this,
Hmm.
something that I would just want to leave everybody with, or just some form of advice, is number one, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Hmm.
You know, literally with your dollars, invest in yourself. If you want to keep progressing and get into that next level, go ahead and invest. Okay, that's number one. Finding yourself a mentor, a business coach, something like that, to really help you get to where you want to get to faster. The second one I would say is to delegate. Learn how to delegate. So many times we start these businesses and, oh, it's my baby. It's my baby. And no one can do my baby like I can do my baby. And I mean, true, maybe. No, not at all. You would be surprised. And once you're able to trust somebody and delegate tasks to them, you'll be surprised that they're probably able to do it better than you. Or be able to show you different things that you hadn't got a chance to think about yet. But being able to delegate is going to help you really grow your business much faster. And then the third piece I would say is around therapy. Therapy is such a taboo subject, especially in our community. Is that stereotype around, not going to talk to somebody, or that you're crazy or whatever, or just pray about it. And so being an entrepreneur, there are a lot of days where you're just like, what the heck? Why did I even do this? And there's a lot of days that you want to give up too. If I could be honest, there's a lot of days that you want to give up. But entrepreneurship is a very rewarding emotion and feeling. But when you're going through those valleys and those low periods, don't be afraid to reach out and literally talk to someone, not just anyone, but a professional, because you really need to have good mental health to continue doing what you're doing and what you're called to do. So those are the three pieces of advice that I would have for entrepreneurs.
And that's beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. But I'm not done with you yet, because I got a couple more questions.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not done.
Oh, we
I'm
were
not done
just
with you.
done with the freestyle.
You just done with the
part.
freestyle part, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And then you did
now,
your own then you did your own
now I'm
freestyle.
now I'm about to send you an invoice. Cause you get 30
I
minutes.
did see you get you getting expensive.
Now I gotta do it.
So you expect you trying to have Black Friday go bankrupt before it can even go anywhere.
Oh my goodness.
So the other questions I want to have for you. The first one is, why would you say it's important to support Black business?
Ooh. I think it's important because for years, Black businesses have been overlooked. We are equally talented, um, and in most cases, or some cases, we're even more talented. We are just so creative, and we've been taught since early age that we have to work twice as hard. And so anything that we do, we're putting our heart and our soul into it. And, you know, we keep that work ethic that we have to work twice as hard. And so I think that's why people should support Black businesses.
Absolutely. And then what's next for Meisha? What's next for Dream Celebrations? Tell us about what you got cooking and what you got coming up in the future.
Oh, so what's next is, we're taking our business to the next level with actually hiring, um, W-2 employees. Super
Mhm.
excited about that. Um, we are looking at just, redesigning what we stand for, offering new services, offering new products, continuing to build digital products for both brides and fellow entrepreneurs, so planners and designers. So really taking our stance in that education mark. So I'm really, really excited about that.
Okay, you're taking it to the next level. Look at you
Yeah,
out here teaching.
yeah, teaching. And constantly, like I told you guys earlier, to always be investing in yourselves. I'm looking for my next investment opportunity, because I know that investing in myself is what has gotten me to the level that I am now, whatever that means. But constantly investing. And so there's not going to be a year where I'm not going to invest in something, whether it's the educational side of things or if it's the hands-on design type of things. I'm always looking to get better. And comparison is real. If you are an entrepreneur and you find yourself get caught up into comparison, I would say whatever it is that you're looking at, maybe it's social media, stay off of there or unfollow whoever it is that's causing you to have those feelings, because you cannot compare your beginning to somebody else's middle or end. And so just stay focused on what it is that you doing and compete with who you were yesterday. And so that's the mentality that I have when I'm looking for investment opportunities, that, okay, I'm trying to become a better person, a better business owner, a better designer, not that I'm trying to outdo whoever it is in our local market. Because I truly, truly, truly believe that, what's meant for me is for me. I believe that we are all destined and designed to have, people are called to us. And so I don't need to be consumed with what you're doing, because I have my own tribe that's looking for me. So.
And that's one thing that I've noticed also, like just knowing you and working with you, that you are about community and building that community and fostering community. So it's not like, never in all of my days and helping you, like in that initial phase, did you talk about like, oh, I got to be better than so and so, or I want my stuff to lead just like that. And I'm blah, blah. It just was like the process. It just like, let me get the boom. I'm gonna get here, then I'm gonna get there, and then I know where I want to go with it. But it was never like I gotta blow them out the water. Like I gotta be like it was never nothing like that. So
and we had some really intimate conversations. I mean, we met in 2014, right at the beginning. You built my very first website. And you were a part of my IT team up until 2 years ago when you went away to grad school.
If that's what you want to call it, but yeah.
Yeah, I had an IT team. Denzell. But something that I will say about you that I really enjoyed, as far as like, some of the best projects that I got to work on, I would put you on there, because if I challenged you to do something and you didn't know how to do it, you would be upfront and forthcoming. And this, whoever's watching, this is important. This is an important trait to have as a business owner. If you don't know how to do it, admit you don't know how to do it. And that's okay if you don't. But then Denzell always had a plan to go ahead and figure it out. And he was forthcoming with that information. Like, okay, Meisha, this is what you want. I'm not quite sure, but I'm doing some research on it. And so, I'm going to get back to you by this particular time. And he did. In the long run, I pushed him, I pushed him to develop his skills, just like he was helping me in developing mine. And so I just appreciate that about you. I never got to tell you that, but I really do.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing I heard all week. And I mean that. But no, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that because, I take it seriously when people trust me to do things, especially when there's money involved. Because
Yeah,
it's so many
yeah.
horror stories that I've heard about people like, oh yeah, such and such cousin built my website or XYZ built my website and I paid him, I ain't seen him since. Like, that those type of things is like I'm just never been
Woo.
that type of person, never had that type of character. So it's important for me to make sure I'm giving people what they investing in, especially if they trust in me. So I used to have that pressure, but I'm like, hey, look, I'm gonna deliver. I'm about to deliver. I gotta deliver for Meisha. So it was important. And then
And
I was
what some of the craziest stuff? Like what? You want me to do what? You gonna have to call the WordPress people like,
Oh
listen,
my
y'all.
God, they became my best friends. They became my best friends. I learned so many lessons just working on and developing your website. Yeah, I promise you, it made me who I am today. In a
I
good
love
way.
it.
In a good
I
way.
love it. I love it. That's what I'm here for.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, shout out to community. Shout out to being able to work with people that invest in you as much as you invest in them, and it could be reciprocated. The support, the love, the work ethic. Those things are all very important and so helpful and so needed, especially when you're doing your own venture. So definitely appreciate you sharing that. And I want to make sure so we can, as a community, can support you and everybody that's watching. Where can the good people find you? Give them all your information.
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's Dream Celebrations for You. That's the number 4 and the letter U. And then on Facebook, Dream Celebrations. Yeah,
And then
I'm
the
just on
website.
those. Oh, the website, dreamcelebrationsinc.com.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. So make sure y'all go out, make sure y'all blow up her page, go like all the
Yeah.
pictures, go follow that Facebook page, go to the website, show some love. Let's get that traffic up. And yeah, this was great. I knew it would be a great conversation. It's always great to see you, Misha,
Always
and
great to
talk to you.
chat with you.
Yeah, this is wonderful. So it's good to see your face. Tell the homie Brian, send him my love. Tell him I said what's up. Definitely miss chopping it up with him and seeing him at Ford Field.
Right.
Being the boss that he is. So appreciate everybody watching Black Friday. Check us out next Friday. We're gonna be back again. Another guest, having another great time. So appreciate all of y'all. Misha, I will talk to you soon. Because yeah, I'm definitely still trying to figure out a few things. So yeah, I will be in contact.
All right. Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right, take care, and
Bye,
then I'll
everyone.
talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.